Today's episode is brought to you by...
Welcome
to a brand new
like, comment, and subscribe. Sup, fuckheads and fornicators. 'Tis I, your fearless leader. Been a while since we've done a comic book review.
Oh yeah!
We did the Orville comic book adaptations.
An explorer at heart, huh?
Since I was a kid.
What'd you think of my Scud review?
It was awesome. I remember reading the Scud back in the day.
That was grueling as hell.
I know that same one.
That thing is huge, and it was a mission to get through.
And it gets weird.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
I've seen a lot of stuff they borrowed from Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty by about 25 years.
Exactly. Like, for example, Scud gets the human arm. Doesn't that kind of remind you of that Rick and Morty episode?
Trying to make me remember, I think I only got to season 3 on Rick and Morty.
It was the Mad Max episode, like they were in the wasteland.
Shut up and get to the point!
It's Malibu Comics Genesis Anniversary. To be more specific, Malibu Comics Entertainment Inc., also known as Malibu Graphics, was an American comic book publisher active in the late 80s and early 90s, each best known for its Ultraverse line of superhero titles. Notable titles published by Malibu include Man in Black,
Nightman! Sneaky and mean! Spider inside my dreams, I think I love you. You make me wanna cry, you make me wanna die. I love you, 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 Nightman!
The company's headquarters was in Calabasas, California.
It was invented in Calabasas.
Which was an independent company that later on got bought up by Marvel. The company's imprint included Adventure, Oracle, and Eternity.
Everybody got that?
Malibu was initially a publisher for Image Comics from 1992 to 1993. Put out a few comics in their own little universe, which was Ex-Mutants, Dinosaur for Hires, and the one we're talking about today, The Protectors. The Protectors was a 20-issue comic book series published by Malibu Comics from 1992 until 1994. Originally meant to be a 6-issue series, response was positive enough that Malibu decided to make the series ongoing. The first 6 issues were like the most generic comic story ever. A group of heroes basically banding together. They don't agree with anything. Blah, 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 blah. Villain looks cool. Just every trope of genericism you can think of. So not bad. According to Malibu, they could focus more on some heroes were given new names, such as Gravestone, formerly Phantom of the Fair. The name was changed to avoid confusion with Lee Falk's Phantom. Night Mask was changed from Mask Marvel to avoid the potential legal problems with Marvel, apparently forgetting the fact that Night Mask was also the name of Dream Surfing superhero in their Marvel New Universe imprint from the late 80s. Many of Centaur's heroes received updated costumes but retained their original names, including Zardy the Eternal Man, Amazing Man, Mighty Man, and Airman. Along with the villains, The Great Question and Conqueror, Malibu also made use of the Rocket Ranger, a character created by the video game company Cinemawave, within the pages of Man of War series and Miss Fury, who they had licensed from a previous series. With the 13th issue of the series, Malibu started the Genesis crossover.
Everybody got that?
The Protectors was canceled with issue 20 in 1994, the year Malibu was purchased by Marvel, with readers witnessing the destruction of the Earth, making any type of continuation of the hero's story highly unlikely. I haven't read it since it came out. They took basically Golden Age characters with the most generic ass names and gave it a 90s edge. I mean, even the dialogue was lame, but most importantly, the names. Airman, Amazing Man, The Ark, The Aura, The Ferret, Gravestone, Man of War, Mighty Man, Night Mask, The Witch, Prince Zardy, The Great Question, The Conqueror, Wisecrack, Black Fury, and of course, Mr. Monday. But enough about that. Let's bring on today's sponsor. No thanks to you. Yep, no thanks to you. We don't get any fucking hype, anything that really matters. And I remember when the Fireman Press, before they got distributed by Image, you would order their stuff on the website, right? And I used to own the Dead Old Wife CD and the home video. Do not watch the home video. It's horrible.
Oh yeah, these guys are straight up radio dramas, and that's how you used to do it.
Yeah.
Create the movie in your head.
And they were primarily an improv troupe, and they really didn't know how to edit worth of shit, because they had this one bit called An Ode to Lesbian Hermaphrodite, but the music got too loud where you couldn't hear the rest of it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Here's the story. In the world of the Protectors, heroes known as supranormals in this universe have been around since the late 1930s. The Clock, Brian O'Brien, and Night Mask, Philip Reinhardt, were two of the earliest heroes to fight crime. Others included Amazing Man, Gravestone, Prince Zardy the Eternal Man, Iron Skull, The Eye, and Miss Fury. Starting in 1979, other heroes began to appear, including Man of War, Mighty Man, The Witch, Airman, The Shark, aka Thresher, The Arrow, Ferret, Aura, Jackdaw, and Ark. My favorite character, honestly, is the character's not even part of the team, Arrow, just because he actually kills people. Do like Gravestone a lot, though, and the witch is hot.
Well, duh!
These heroes would gather together in the town of Brixton, Virginia, to battle various villains, a group that included the Conqueror, Wisecrack, and Jackdaw. The resulting conflict caused the destruction of the town, and the Conqueror and Wisecrack, Jackdaw, and most of the citizens of the town were transported to a demon dimension. In 1988, Brian O'Brien had been elected President of the United States. He still felt the supernovals would someday be needed, so he appointed Philip Reinhardt as the head of Project Golden Age. Reinhardt's task was to track down and locate all of the heroes so that if the need arose, they could be contacted and called into action. Once Mr. Monday and his Steel Army began terrorizing innocent people years later, the Protectors were called into action. The initial team consists of Man of War, Airman, Ark, Aura, Gravestone, Amazing Man, the Ferret, Prince Zardy, and Mighty Man. Richard Reinhardt assumed the mantle of Nightmask against his father's witches. With no superpowers or enhanced abilities, Richard pushed himself hard to prove his worth to the team, but in the end, he was killed by Mr. Monday. The Witch would also join the group, proving to be a calming influence of Amazing Man, who is secretly being controlled by his old foe, the Great Question. After Nightmask's mass death, the Eye helped create the third hero to take on the Nightmask moniker. The second story with Wisecrack in that demon dimension. I liked Wisecrack, but again, just felt really cheesy. The story of Brixton was revisited during issues 7 through 9 as the team, along with Thresher and Arrow, traveled to the demon dimension ruled by Wisecrack. During this mission, Gravestone and Ark were captured by Wisecrack. He had Gravestone tortured in order to learn how it was that the heroes were in this dimension. But Gravestone died before revealing anything. He would return to life, as explained in the Gravestone series, by battling his way out of the underworld. As the heroes attacked Wisecrack's fortress, the villain escaped along with the majority of slaves, former citizens of the town. Though a portal connected to a similar dimension, but the Ferret and Arrow were able to rescue one woman after Arrow killed Jack. The third story, which is when I kind of stopped after that, is when they meet Black Fury and her cat crew. Talk about product of their time, and her entire team just looked like straight out of a Rob Liefeld comic, just how they're dressed and shit. Black Fury became the group's next opponent. When she escaped, kidnapped Brian O'Brien's grandson, Michael, Miss Fury's arrived to help, but the Amazing Man in charge of the team of the Man of War's absence, busy with the events of his own series. The female was attacked instead of welcomed. Only the intervention of O'Brien himself restored order. The Protectors were able to rescue Michael, but Black Fury escaped. Then there's a Genesis saga, Malibu's big crossover event involving the Protectors, ex-mutants, and Dinosaurs for Hire titles, with the main villain being Extreme. Afterwards, the Protectors received a new field commander by the name of Charlize. Man of War was put on trial for the events happening during Genesis, and the team battled the Regulators. Finally, the team faced the Great Question, learned that Amazing Man was being manipulated by the villain, and were killed when one of the villain's portal caused the Earth to explode, which we will continue off later. I mean, you heard what Mojo Cop said. It kind of ended the whole saga. Within the Marvel Comics multiverse, the Genesis universe is designed as Earth 1136. And I think that's what kicks off the Ultraverse, but don't quote me on that. Our next Malibu comic coverage, we'll be talking about ex-mutants and Dinosaurs for Hire, and then of course, finally we'll end it with Genesis. So stay tuned on that shit. Peace out. I go into detail, but you know, I'm just basically just trolling all of you anyway, so whatever. I'd say special thanks to people, but I gotta go on Sub Pals and YT Pals just to try to get 100 views on here, because the algorithm can suck. Coming soon. Oh, I'm doing a deep, insane, dimension deep dive into the entire lore of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Because if you didn't know this, back in 2012, I tried to start a disaster area tribute band.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy notes that it is a disaster area. The Plutonian rock band, the Gagrakaka mine zones, is generally held to be not only the loudest rock band in the galaxy, but in fact the loudest noise of any kind at all.
Oh, yeah!
Well, I almost have a full collection of Star Wars Legacy, you know, from Dark Horse Comics, you know, when Star Wars comics were good. And my favorite character, Cade Skywalker. I even got the hard. You know, I just need 2 more to add to my collection, and I'll have the whole set to do my review on. I'll do it by individual, you know, trade book. I also got the Predator Omnibus by Dark Horse Comics, because fuck Disney, fuck Marvel. That lore's badass. They actually gave the lore to Predator, you know, in Dark Horse Comics. I also got Axe Cop and a bunch of other things, so stay tuned on that shit.
Plus the fucking message is bomb.com.
Chaos is a ladder.
Shout out to our patrons, in order of importance, the Fly Attractor, Janitor Jake, Count Morivond, Gary Mossberg, and of course Ryan Zacher. If you have any opinions on what I'm saying, like and comment. Just say some shit in the comments. I need more hate mail anyway, because apparently the only way I actually get views is when I piss people off, because this algorithm...
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Bullshit! I've done a few music videos.
Do something original, you asshole. You trying to make this a business, or is this something you just want to do?